So I learned from your team that you have a very busy schedule. So does Jignesh Mevani find some sort of time to kind of date or to just go out with his friends?
I do find some time to date. Entrusted me doesn't give me much space, but otherwise I'm like a
Are you
very chill
gonna be
person.
single?
I'm really missing.
Are you gonna be single?
Sorry,
For how long are you gonna be single?
I can't hear you.
For how long are you gonna
I really
be
can't hear you.
High five. Can we visualize Mr. Jignesh Mevani as the next Chief Minister of Gujarat?
I'm not into those kind of power games. Actually speaking, I want to form policies. If you can celebrate the multiculturalism, if you want to celebrate the diversity of India, join Congress. That's my appeal to the youth of India. All throughout the day, what we see is the face of Mr. Modi and something on communal line. Mandir, Masjid, Hindu, Muslim, Bharat.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of The Fact Flashes Real Talk. Well, today I have been joined by somebody that actually needs no introduction in Gujarat. I have been joined by Mr. Jignesh Mevani, who is the MLA from Budgam. Now, when we talk about Jignesh Mevani, the first thing that comes into our head is that this gentleman has an opinion about everything under the sun. He has knowledge about everything under the sun. He's a former journalist as well, so I think it's going to be a great conversation.
Hopefully.
Yeah, Jignesh, welcome to
It's
Baroda.
a big claim that you're making that I know everything. Nobody can make this
So my
claim.
questions are gonna, my questions are
We
gonna
all
be.
are sharing our ignorance. Yeah.
So, okay, so that's the first question then. When you say that we are all sharing our ignorance, when we talk about Gujarat in particular, when we talk about the youngsters in Gujarat in particular, we are more money-minded, we are more business-minded. When I was traveling to Varanasi, I found youngsters who had so much more to say about politics. So, are the Gujarati
See, because of
youth-
the 1600 kilometer long coastline and because of the mercantile ethos that we have celebrated, we have a history of business. We can't confine ourselves just to money-minded people. Gujarat has various dimensions like any other community, any other species, any other people from geographical location. Gujarat has produced great literature. Gujarat has produced great poets like Meghani and Marise. Gujarat has produced films like
great
Bhavani Bhavai.
politicians?
Gujarat has produced great politicians. Why not? Gujarat is the land of Gandhi and Sardar Patel.
Yeah.
So we should not confine ourselves, our mindset, our approach just to money. Money is definitely there, and prosperity for all should also be the agenda, no doubt about that. And we are a land of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But we also have a lot of things to celebrate. We have great cultural heritage, cinema, art, theatre, literature, poetry. So yeah, we have produced Vikram Sarabhai.
Yeah. Now, as I move towards the next question, it's a very important question. When we talk about Jignesh Mevani as an individual, you fought independently, you became the MLA. Now you are a little towards Congress. When we talk about Congress in particular, somewhere or the other, it's been said that the Congress lagged when it came to bringing up new young politicians, because Congress is a party made of educated people, comparing it to the ruling party, of course. So it's a party of educated people. Where do you think it lagged, and why do you think they couldn't put forward more educated leaders?
More and more educated people are joining. Like Kanhaiya Kumar has joined. I have joined the party, and because of me and Kanhaiya, my team members who all are youth,
And Hardik
and
left.
they are spread all across Gujarat, all across India. They have been joining. So Congress is an open platform. It's like an ocean. It has a lot of democratic space. And Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, both in particular, they are like ready to embrace the youth of India. And hopefully more and more people will be joining.
And
So our doors are
Hardik,
open.
Hardik left.
Hardik has left. My best wishes to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's come to Jignesh
If you
Mevani.
really want to fight the issue of unemployment,
Yeah.
join us. If you really want to fight the issue of unemployment, join Rahul Gandhi.
Yeah.
Join Indian National Congress. We'll fight it out together.
Now,
If you want to celebrate and cherish the true culture of India, that is diversity. India's beauty is in its diversity. If you can celebrate the multiculturalism, if you want to celebrate the diversity of India, join Congress. That's my appeal to the youth of India.
right, Jignesh, the youth of India feels that the rest of the India has become very intolerant.
Unfortunately, because the kind of forces that have taken over all the organs of the state, that is BJP and RSS people, they're not democratic people. There are some inherent cultural issues with them.
I see.
They started in 1925 as an RSS, and their inspiration was Hitler and Mussolini. So, when they are following such people, what kind of society they would create? I was sharing with the other media persons that they have an IT cell. Only they have communal startups to abuse the female journalists online,
I'd agree
on
to
Twitter.
that.
So this growing intolerance is something which doesn't go with my idea of India. We are a democratic country. We have one of the best constitution we have, and the constitution is quite liberal and progressive. It has given us a lot of fundamental rights. So we should, even if we agree to disagree, that space, that scope should be there, in which BJP doesn't believe. BJP wants this world only to be saffronized.
Yeah.
There can be white, blue, yellow, pink, red.
Now, since we're talking about that, Jignesh, you are a former journalist. That's what I've learned. What do you have to say about the freedom to speech and what is happening in the media industry right
Freedom
now?
of speech is curtailed, as we all can see. It's quite evident. It's like very, very apparent. It's a naked truth. And somebody like Ravish Kumar had to come up with this term called Godi Media that tells everything. All the corporate giants are running big media houses, and they have enormous stake in news channels in particular. And the news channels are like doing all the kind of certain kind of brainwashing and propaganda, not taking up the right kind of causes, like what is the status of inflation in India, what is the status of unemployment, what is the conditions of women and minorities and tribals and Dalits. All these issues don't get much space. All throughout the day, what we see is the face of Mr. Modi and something on communal line, Mandir, Masjid, Hindu, Muslim, Bharat, Pakistan. Why can't we talk about modern science? Why can't we talk about various forms of arts and theatre and cinema and literature? Life is so vibrant.
Yeah.
Life has so many colors. Life has so many dimensions. The media should also be colorful. They are at the moment painted just with one color. That's saffron. That's not done. I like
Right.
blue. I like white. I like red. And even if I don't like your color, I'm like fine with that.
Yeah, I like that
should be the
answer.
spirit. That's what the spirit of Indian Constitution has been. That has been the spirit of the framers of Indian Constitution. That has been the spirit of India's freedom movement. There were people from the background of, left, right. There were people who were centrists. All of them came together. That's where we got freedom, and all those kinds of people came together to form this Indian Constitution. So we should celebrate that, diversity. Even if I disagree, I will give that space to disagree with you.
I love the answer. Jignesh, couple of last questions.
Yeah.
One, let's come back to Jignesh Mevani as an individual. We don't learn anything about your personal life anywhere, even on the internet. So I learned from your team that you have a very busy schedule. So does Jignesh Mevani find some sort of time to kind of date or to just go out with his friends?
I have to find some time to date. And
Can we learn something about it?
I mean, like, see, I myself, like, I have great interest in poetry. And I would love to attend mushairas. I would love to watch movies. I would love to go to, screenings of short films and documentaries when some theatre activity is happening. But the responsibilities that life and politics has like inflicted upon me, entrusted me, doesn't give me much space. But otherwise, I'm like a
Are
very
you
chill
going to be
person.
single?
I'm really missing.
Are you going to be single?
Sorry,
For how long are you going to be single?
I can't hear you.
For how long are you going
I really can't hear you.
Okay, now this proves that you're a politician. All right, one last question, Jignesh.
So just let me conclude. So, if we want to create a new society,
Yeah.
if you want to create new India, then the caste system has to go. And to put an end to this anachronistic institution called caste, as suggested by Dr. Ambedkar, we should all go for intercaste marriages. And for that, we all need to fall in love. So, it's my appeal to the youth of India, while celebrating Dr. Ambedkar and celebrating 14th April, do celebrate 14th February, which is Valentine's Day.
I love the answer.
So do fall in love and do say Pyar Ishq Mohabbat Zindabad. If you can't fall in love, if you don't have that much of romance in you, you can't bring revolution.
High five. Okay, one last question, Jignesh. It's something that people want to know. Can we visualize Mr. Jignesh Mevani as the next Chief Minister of Gujarat?
I am not into those kind of power games. Actually speaking, I want to form policies.
Yeah.
If Congress comes to power, then what position I will get, that's not my priority. But I would ask Congress, and even required, I would put pressure on them to come up with modern equipments and robots to ensure that nobody has to die inside the sewer. I would love to build educational institutes. I would love to build campus like MS University. So I'm interested in more into policies than positions. I'm genuinely not meant for it.
Right. Thank you so much, Jignesh, for having this
Thank you so
conversation
much.
with us. So this was Mr. Jignesh Mevani, a truly visionary person, and he has given a couple of very good answers. We're going to put it in the promo that you're going to see before the video. So make sure that you subscribe to the Fact Flash and stay tuned for more such interviews. Thank you.